Hello. Hi there. Okay, so your homework is going to be to finish the digital notebook, if not finished in class, and check Power School and complete any missing work that you might have. So you will need the digital notebook opened for today. It is the Wednesday 1017 digital notebook. And in that Wednesday 1017 digital notebook, there is a do now. So I'll read it with you, then you can pause the video and you can go and do it and then come back to the video and you can see if we'll go over it together. So the direction is highlight two sentences that best support the inference that Will is unsure about fighting Mike. So Will is unsure about fighting Mike. So two sentences. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences here. So you're going to highlight two that support the inference that Will is unsure about fighting Mike. So the first one. Then we started shoving each other under the basket and pointing fingers and making threatening faces, which was fine with me because looking threatening was one of the things I did best. Does that sound like Will is unsure about fighting Mike? Before things could get out of hand, however, gym ended and Mike and I glared at each other and went back to our respective homerooms. Does that sound like Will is unsure about fighting Mike? The first was that the idea of fighting terrified me, and the second was that in moments of extreme fear, my body produced ice cold sweat. Does that sound like Will is unsure about fighting Mike? Somehow I had taken a wrong turn and wound up in the wrong day, in the wrong body, with the wrong future. Does that sound like Will is unsure about fighting Mike? And the last one. All I had was fear and pride, which is a pretty poor combination as far as fighting is concerned, because all pride could do was guarantee that I show up for the fight, and all fear could do was guarantee that I lose it. Does that sound like Will is unsure about fighting Mike? Okay, so pause the video, go and open your digital notebook and highlight the two that you think show Will is unsure about fighting Mike. And then when you're ready, come back and see how you did. All right, let's see. So I had the third one down here. The first was that the idea of fighting terrified me. And the second was that in moments of extreme fear, my body produced ice cold sweat. That totally shows he's unsure, right? He's like nervous about it. He's terrified. He even says it. It terrifies him. And then the second one I had was somehow I had taken a wrong turn and wound up in the wrong day, in the wrong body, with the wrong future. So he's like, wait a minute. So this is like all wrong here. Something is all wrong. This is not like everything's going wrong for me today. So that shows that he's unsure about fighting Mike as well. Good. Okay, so what we are doing, what we did yesterday, and what we are doing today is thinking about setting, right? Considering not just where and when setting is, but not just those physical characteristics of setting, but also the mood and the atmosphere of the setting. So thinking about the influence the setting has on characters as well, right? Thinking like what kind of place this is, but also the mood of the place, the feeling of the place, like thrilling, dangerous, intimidating, calm, right? Think, what does this make me understand about my character as well? Okay. So yesterday we were talking about mood, right? So when the setting seems ordinary, we want to think extra hard, not just about where the setting is, but about what kind of place it is. What feeling do you get? What word or words would you use to describe the mood of a place? So remember, mood is the feeling or impression the author creates with his writing. And it's the emotions that you feel while you're reading. So sad, joyful, angry, scary, violent, mysterious, like the mood that the author creates with their words. Okay. So yesterday we pulled out, some text, and it helped us create like a mood. So I just pulled some text from what we read yesterday that I just want to reread a few parts I had. In those days, I had a reputation for toughness to maintain. So I told him that he better watch out. And on the next rebound, neither of us watched out, and both of us got elbows in the chest. Then we started shoving each other under the basket and pointing fingers and making threatening faces, which was fine with me because looking threatening was one of the things I did best. I think out of that, if we pulled out some words from there that helped us feel a mood. You can feel the setting there, that tenseness, that competitiveness. I think competitive was one of the words we pulled out. If I hadn't walked home with Kevin Cox after school and told him that the next time Mike and I played basketball, I was really going to throw some elbows, and if Mike, didn't like it, I would fight him anytime, anywhere. So sort of that posturing, right? Like Will is like that uber confidence there. We knew from before that Will was built some confidence, but here it's like a over above and beyond confident, and it's like cocky almost, right? Mike, who had since grown 4 inches, gained 15 pounds and became as humorless and menacing as a drill sergeant. How does that make you feel? Like, even that line kind of builds the mood here, right? Mike seems like this menacing presence. But I knew that it would not be a one or two punch fight. No, it would be a fight to some extreme and horrifying limit, a fight to unconsciousness or hospitalization or reconstructive surgery. Even here, like Will knows that this fight is super serious, right? Like he knows that this whole situation is not good, right? Like, so we listed words to describe how it feels. We have these key words in the text that give you clues to the mood, right? Like, I had to hear you want to fight me. If Mike didn't like it, I would fight him anytime, anywhere, right? Like, so all of these words plus some of the other ones, like the ones from elbows in the chest and finger pointing and threatening faces, made us come up with these mood words, these words that we listed to describe how it feels, how the gym class feels, or how the school feels. Nasty, competitive, intimidating, intense. And you guys had even had other words listed in there that were great. And then we decided that all of these words, that this mood of the school had a definite negative connotation, right? It feels kind of like a negative place. So then we went on and we, kind of thought about everything we knew about the school. The kids here are bigger and tougher. Will acts superior. Mike acts tough. Other kids just kind of watch. At the school, it's important to be tough, right? That's something that seems valued there. And at this school, what you show on your outside is definitely more important than what you feel on the inside. That's also something we came up with. So then we kind of analyzed, what did we realize about the setting and how it its influence on the character. So how did the setting influence Will here? So we wrote our sort of analysis and explanation. So I realized the setting affected Will by causing Will to act one way but feel another way. Because the school is a tough place to be, Will has to act tough to be popular, but really inside he feels nervous and scared. If he shows his true feelings, he will lose his status. So that's sort of, a summary of maybe what a few people thought about how the setting affected Will. So today, in your independent reading in your digital notebook, you're going to complete this slide. So you're going to write the name of your book here where it says text and author, and your author. And then as you read, look for key words and phrases in the text that give you clues to the mood, just like we did on ours when we were writing these keywords and phrases, things like threatening or, I hear you want to fight me, or some of these words here, like pointing fingers, threatening faces, watch out, things like that are giving you clues to the mood. Then brainstorm a few words that the author is helping you to feel. What is that mood that you're feeling? Are they negative or positive? Because your words might not be negative. You might have all positive words in the text. You might have things like, happy things that you're jotting down. So it might not be a negative. Your mood might be fun and happy and relaxing even, so it might not be negative. So you might have a positive connotation. And then think about that analysis. How is the setting affecting your character? So I realized the setting affected your character's name by how? Like, how does it affect your character? Because that's really what we're getting at here. How does the setting affect your character? What is that pressure? Remember, that pressure could be positive or it could be negative. Okay? So grab your books This is the slide you're going to complete in your digital notebook. Read and be looking to do this, and we can maybe share some of our ideas that we found tomorrow. All right, good job. Get going.